channel, baby.
Yeah.
What it do, Half and J family? Welcome back to the channel, baby. It's your boy Half.
And your girl J.
And we back with another reaction video. All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel.
Welcome back, welcome back.
We're about to get to some more interesting topics for today. So, hope you guys are ready for this one. But, without no further ado, let them know who we're going to react to today.
Okay, so shout out to Fox News.
Shout out to Fox.
The video is titled, China Launches New Retaliation in Trump Trade War. All
right, so I think a lot of people who've been doing investing and stuff like that, looking at the Dow and, seeing how it's been pretty bad since Trump announced these tariff changes. But I think I seen on the news that he's supposed to be, holding back on a few of them, except for China, I think it is. Then they would give him like 60 days or 90 days, something like that it was, that he's supposed to be, pausing the tariff little thing for a minute. So, I don't know what you want to call it. But anyway, let's get into it, man. But before we do, everybody that's out there who has not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button.
Yes.
Turn your post notifications on.
Yes.
Like and share this video.
Yes.
And then comment down below, baby. Down below. Come and join the squad, man.
Come on. Why not? It's free. It's free.
I ain't got to pay for nothing.
Yes.
You know you like that.
Oh.
Plus, you ever kick it off? What? Good vibes, baby. Good vibes. Boom! All right.
Beijing is escalating the trade battle. This just came across. The U.S. with the U.S. says it reportedly orders Chinese airlines to stop taking deliveries of Boeing planes and to not buy the aircraft-related equipment from American companies. This comes as President Trump considers a pause on car tariffs.
Jackie Heinrich is live at the White House with all the details for you. Hey, Jackie.
That's where
Hey, good morning to you guys. That's right. Bloomberg is reporting this morning that China has ordered its airlines to halt deliveries of Boeing jets and all aircraft-related parts, causing shares of the company to drop 4.6% in pre-market trading. That followed...
Now, think about that for a second. China sending the parts over here to us for the Boeings. Mm-hmm. I don't want to even get into all that, but it's just like, that's kind of scary in my personal opinion, the way I look at that, the way my mind is set up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, China know we got an issue with them. They're not really liking Trump right now. They send us the parts for our Boeing jets that we got to fly and take, so I don't know. But that's just where my mind is with that, y'all.
Right.
My bad, but hey, it is what it is.
Shares of the company to drop 4.6% in pre-market trading. That followed the announcement. This order will block about 10 747 MAX airline jets from entering Chinese fleets. China's retaliatory tariff of 125% on American goods made purchases impractical, more than doubling the cost, according to this report. Meantime, Beijing is looking for ways to assist the Chinese airlines that lease the Boeing jets. This news comes as President Trump is announcing he's considering a pause for auto tariffs. Last week, he said no such exceptions were under consideration, but he also cautioned that he will stay flexible.
I'm looking at something to help some of the car companies with it. They're switching to parts that were made in Canada, Mexico, and other places, and they need a little bit of time because they're going to make them here. But they need a little bit of time. So I'm talking about things like that.
NEC Director Kevin Hassett said on Kudlow yesterday the U.S. has solid trade deal offers from about 10 countries, but the real number is north of 10. The offers just aren't quite there yet. Meantime, the White House is preparing a rescission package to codify DOGE cuts. Among the items on the chopping block, half the State Department and USAID budgets, slashing $26 billion in programs that promote democracy, support cultural institutions, and aid multinational institutions. That's according to Politico. Plus, the New York Post is reporting billions in federal funding for NPR and PBS is also on the chopping block. OMB Director Russ Vought saying, quote, since day one, the Trump administration has targeted waste, fraud, and abuse in federal spending through executive action, DOJ review, and other efforts by departments and agencies. Congress has expressed strong interest in supporting these efforts and requested the administration transmit rescissions to the Hill for swift approval. Now, formally transmitting these cuts from the White House will start that 45-day clock for the House and Senate to approve or reject the blueprint. According to the New York Post, the White House thinks that this package of rescissions will pass, guys.
Well, you know what I'm so shocked at, Jackie? That it's just $9.5 billion. Like I thought we saved a minimum $250 billion. Why start so low?
Yeah, we've got to go back actually and look at the numbers because there are conflicting stats in the Politico reporting and the NPR reporting. It looks like the New York Post reporting includes cuts to NPR and PBS as well as 8-point-something billion for the State Department, while the Politico reporting puts the State Department and USAID cuts at 26, which would include the 8 that's referenced in the New York Post. So we're trying to get a solid number. Our reporting is that the White House has passed a rescission package, but we're trying to nail down exactly what that number is, guys.
All right, thanks so much.
Thanks.
So it's a pretty big deal. I mean, they cut off the rare earth. We should be shocked. We should be getting them from them anyway. Why we're depending on them for everything. And the other thing is with Boeing planes, you only got one other shot, Airbus. So it's either you want Boeing or you want Airbus, but Airbus just can't replace something that takes time to produce, Lawrence.
So I'm wondering, since China is putting a halt on the Boeing jet deliveries as far as parts and things like that, what do Boeing do when they need to repair a plane? You know what I'm saying? They can't get no parts. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's gonna be crazy right there, though.
Something that takes time to produce, Lawrence.
Yeah, it's gonna be some pain here, Brian. I mean, there's just no sugarcoating it. I hate that it had to be this moment that we started doing manufacturing in our country, because it seems like in many respects we're just not prepared for it. Maybe the president can get some type of operation like Operation Warp Speed, where we start to produce at a massive scale. But I also think that it's just very interesting, as I made the point yesterday, that China is willing to stop planes when they didn't want to stop the planes when there was a pandemic going on. They could have notified the world. If China wants to get into action, they're showing that they can.
That's a good point right there, though. They didn't want to stop you when, like you said, the world was in danger, but now all of a sudden they want to stop it now.
Notified the world. If China wants to get into action, they're showing that they can do it. I just hope we're ready for this fight. I think there's a lot of people, and I'm going to be talking with diners later on today, that support the president because they feel like this is the patriotic thing to do, to make here, build here, and that they feel like it's a safety issue for our country.
Lawrence, two things. Yesterday, Walmart said that they looked at the first earnings report for 2025. No negative effect from these tariffs. 70% of their goods are made in America, and that's what Trump's trying to do for industries. He's listening to the car industry. They're saying, can you rethink this? Can you pause this for just a little bit? And he's listening to the people. But a lot of people out in America, they love this. Everywhere we go, people are saying they love it. Trump did sit down with Rachel Campo-Stuffy. She asked him something that he said no one has ever asked him. Could the tariff money, could it replace our income taxes so that we wouldn't have to pay taxes? Listen.
Las aranceles van a reemplazar el income tax?
You know, you're the only one that's asked me that. Oh, I deal with all these big financial geniuses. Nobody ever. There is a chance that the money from tariffs could be so great that it would replace. You know, in the old days, about 1870 to 1913, the tariffs were the only form of money. And that's when our nation was relatively the richest. We were the richest.
That's interesting.
Can you imagine that?
Wow.
To where you ain't got to pay taxes no more because of the tariff? Ooh, how much money we would be saving? Oh my goodness, man. Let's go, baby. Shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, man. Come on now.
Was relatively the richest. We were the richest.
That's interesting. You'll be able to see Rachel's full interview with the president. It drops today, 4 o'clock on Fox Noticias, and she's got the interview. You know, and in talking, Lawrence, you made a good point. There's going to be some pain because of a variety of reasons. But we know big multinational companies like Boeing and the car companies, they've got plans to weather it. The New York Post today, their cover story is Mr. Trump saved my business. And what it talks about is how many mom and pop shops across the United States are in really big trouble. Small businesses account for 1/3 of all American imports. All the stuff that comes into the country goes to small businesses. And right now, a lot of the small businesses are having to either lay off people or hike their prices or close. And they're just not equipped. So the Post highlights a bunch of small businesses that are on the verge of going under, and after a week, after a while, the New York Post, the editorial says, Mr. President, be careful because you are well insulated from the financial shocks. They have no clue about how the surcharges are clobbering small business owners and their patrons. So while a big company has got deep pockets, it's the people who are living paycheck to paycheck as a small business operator that are really feeling the pain. A lot of them voted for Trump. A lot of them want the tariffs to work, but right now it just hurts. But it's projected pain because, I mean, we're talking about something that happened 4 days ago. 1 week ago, or, depending on, and the president's phased other things in. The other thing is, the president's doing exactly what he said he was going to do. He said he's got to reconfigure all these relationships. He said 10 came in with strong deals yesterday. Also, that big story about NVIDIA, Lawrence, the chip maker announced it would produce supercomputers for artificial intelligence entirely in the U.S. That might be the #1 company in the world.
Yeah, let's actually talk with some of the people about that, Brian, because I think this tariff thing, we're so outside of the bubble sometimes that we miss what the American people are talking about. Let's go talk with some folks here. Hey, how y'all doing? Let's go over here. Hey, how y'all doing? Let's talk about the tariffs, gentlemen. What's your name, ma'am?
Kathy.
Kathy, and what's your name? Jim. Okay, so I've been talking with folks about this tariff issue. Some people feel like we need to take...
I already know what you are about to say.
My OCD's coming to you. What am I about to say?
He's talking over her food.
Man, and waving his hand all across the fries and stuff. Like, come on, my boy. You feel me? Like, you a little bit too close, bro. Like, damn. I would have covered mine with a napkin. I ain't gonna lie, man. No disrespect to you, champ, but, I got to cover mine with a napkin, though. Feel me? Damn.
I've been talking with folks about this tariff issue. Some people feel like we need to take the power back from these other countries. We need some fairness. And some people feel like we're going to have some pain. Where do you stand? Do you support the president's plan here, or are you concerned?
I support the president. I think it'll all even out. And we voted for him. We have to support him.
What about you, sir? Where do you stand?
I think one of the things that we always ask is why we're going to leave our children. And I think that this is something that should have been done decades ago. So this is something that we're going to leave our children. We're going to leave our children a better economy than we have right now.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Let's go over here and talk to these folks. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
Good. How you doing? Well, you're live on air. I promise I'm going to take a picture with you afterwards. What's your name?
Angela.
Angela, tell me, what do you feel about the president in this tariff business? Do you feel like it's the right thing to do to get some fairness with the other countries, shut down China? Or are you concerned right now?
No, I'm not concerned. I have full faith in our president. We support him 100%.
Is this what he campaigned on? That he was going to go after these, make America great again through America First policy?
Yes, he did.
Where you stand?
Absolutely stand behind the president. Number one, he actually, his masterful plan, played China like a fiddle. And, you got to say that may be rough the next few weeks, but we'll get through it. And it's totally the art of the deal.
Well, we always do get through it, don't we?
Yeah.
Right.
So, guys, this is what I was talking about. It's not just the people that support Trump. It's all these unions that are typically Democratic voters that are supportive of this tariff policy. So while Wall Street may be freaking out, and these people, they've acknowledged the pain as well. But they support the president's action right here because they feel like it's time to stick it to China, A, and number two, it's America first, not America last, guys.
Well, there you go. All right, thanks so much.
They said the same thing that the diner patrons were saying to Brian last week when he was at a diner. They support the president. They trust him. Anything's better than what we had over the last 4 years.
Man.
So they're giving him time and letting it all shake out.
Yeah, and Lawrence, by the way, there are a lot of people talking about your walking. It's a lot of good walking. It's a lot of good weaving and walking. It's some great walking.
I would say he's doing pretty good, though. Back and forth.
Some great walking. I'm Steve Ducey. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
I was going to say the same thing. Hey, but, like those couples were saying, it's going to be a little pain, a little trouble.
How are diamonds formed?
Exactly, from pressure. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And plus, change is always going to be a little difficult.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's the same thing when your phone updates something new. You got to learn the new formats or whatever. You know what I mean? A little trouble for a minute, but once you get it, and then it's cool. So, yes, we will go through a little trouble, little pain. Sacrifices, things like that. As they say, high risk, greater reward type of thing, and I think that's what this is going to be.
Yeah, I do. I agree.
So, anything else you like to add?
No.
Okay. What you guys think, man? You think it's going to be a high risk, great reward? Matter of fact, how you guys feel about the tariffs, man? You guys, small business owners out there who may be watching us, how you guys feeling about that right now? Are you guys willing to go through the pain and, the little struggle for a few weeks or maybe a month? Do you guys believe in what Trump is doing? And again, like I always state, I feel like Trump is a businessman, as you see. He's making business decisions, and sometimes not always going to benefit everybody, but it's what's best for the company, so to speak, which is America. It's the company. So as long as it's bettering the company, making the company better, why not go with it? So, but anyway, thank you guys, man, for joining us.
Yes, we do.
Let's get into the shout outs.
Oh, I would like to give a shout out to everyone that has tuned in.
Everyone today, huh?
Everyone.
Okay.
Everyone that has tuned in. You could have watched anyone else, but you decided to stop and click onto our channel. And we appreciate you guys so much.
100%, man. And to reiterate what Jay said, there's a lot of YouTubers out there that does the same type of content that we do. I'm sure you guys check out a couple of them, but you guys still come back and check us out as well.
Right.
And that definitely does not go unnoticed.
Right.
And we really appreciate you guys.
Yes, we do.
For that support, man. Seriously. So don't ever mind the helicopter not looking for me. You know what I'm saying? I promise.
They might be.
They might be. Okay. I did that, but But anyway.
He's been bad.
Hey, listen, y'all.
No.
I got a sense of humor. Some people may not
no.
like that as a sense of humor thing, because y'all know the shirts I be wearing sometimes.
It's not a sense of humor.
Jay hates those shirts.
It's not a sense
So
of humor.
my sense of humor, she don't like my sense of She don't like my sense of humor at all. Which is cool, though, because everybody not going to agree with how your sense of humor is. You know what I mean? So, with that being said,
that's not a sense of humor.
No, it's a sense of humor.
That's just who you are.
No, that's who I am. I'm a jokester.
But they're not jokes.
No, it's not jokes, but they're, like I said, they're sense of humor.
The helicopter's after him, and they need to go lock him up. He is out of line. You guys.
Hey, I better get about this thing then.
You need to end the video. Boy, he's terrible.
Hey, man, we out this thing, man. We love y'all, man.
Yes,
Make sure y'all keep God first, too.
Most importantly.
There we go, man.
Yes.
Peace.